From CBS News Bay Area, this is the Afternoon Edition.
And right now in the Afternoon Edition, one person killed in a deadly police shooting in Berkeley. Good afternoon, I'm Ryan Yamamoto. Berkeley police say around 5:30 this morning, officers were responding to a reported auto burglary near the intersection of 7th and Grayson Streets. Our chopper was over the area. You can see squad cars surrounding an SUV. Police say at some point an officer shot someone. That person was taken to a nearby hospital in critical condition, where they later died. Police also say they arrested 2 other suspects at the scene. No officers were hurt. Police have not said if the person killed was armed, but they did say everyone involved is an adult. They're asking people to avoid the area while they investigate. Some other top stories we're following this afternoon. Jury selection is underway in the federal trial for the man accused of breaking into the San Francisco home of former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and attacking her husband, Paul. David DePape is facing charges of attempting to kidnap a federal official. That would be the former speaker. DePape is also facing 6 state charges, including attempted murder. The next hearing in that case is now scheduled for November 29th. Former President Trump back on the witness stand for his civil fraud trial in New York. Trump testified for more than 2 hours this morning. At one point, the judge told him to stop delivering speeches and essays and focus on replying to the questions. Trump is accused of fraudulently inflating the value of his properties to get loans and other benefits.
At the end of the day, the only thing that matters are the facts and the numbers. And numbers, my friends, don't lie.
And Trump has maintained his innocence. He testified that he thought the values of the properties were underestimated. His daughter Ivanka is now expected to take the stand later on this week. In the Middle East, Israel's military says it will soon start closing in on Hamas fighters in Gaza City. This afternoon, the Hamas-controlled Gaza Health Ministry says the Palestinian death toll from the wars climbed past 10,000. Israel's military released this footage today showing what it says are convoys of its supplies entering Gaza, with Israeli troops now surrounding Gaza City. Israel is now preparing for what is expected to be a deadly street-by-street battle against Hamas fighters both above the ground and in underground tunnels. Okay, switching gears right now, turning to our live alert, first alert weather. Here's a live look across the Bay Area. Gloomy and cloudy skies this evening. After we saw some rain rolling in this morning. Fresh snow is also falling in this area. This is video from UC Berkeley, the Central Sierra Snow Lab. They expect a couple of inches of snow over the next 36 hours. And take a look at this. It's really coming down at Lake Tahoe. The snow sticking to the hood of this black car. Well, kind of. Meteorologist Jessica Birch joins us now with a look at what we can expect.
Daytime highs throughout the Bay Area are sitting in the 60s this afternoon. With these cloudy skies and these rainy conditions we had this morning, it definitely feels like fall for us here in the Bay Area. With the exception of San Jose, we are sitting in the 70s there, but still fall-like weather into the Santa Clara Valley too. Here we go all the way up into the North Bay. Into this afternoon, daytime highs are still going to stay nice and mild. This is about 5 degrees below average for us during this time of year. And taking a look at our satellite imagery, those cold fronts packed in some cooler weather and of course rainy conditions this morning, and those showers are still lingering throughout the North Bay into this afternoon. And once we head all the way into the next couple days, it brings out the last of its moisture over the Pacific Northwest. We'll be seeing sunny skies as early as Wednesday with 70s in the forecast.
Do you ride BART? 500,000 people a day used to, but the pandemic and crime scared most away.
It's lost about 60% of its average daily riders.
Now BART is on the brink. All this week we expose what's wrong and what will it take for BART to survive.
And BART on the Brink, our week-long series taking a deep dive on safety, reliability, and cleanliness on BART. 51 years ago, BART opened in the Bay Area with a promise to take transportation into the future, but somewhere along the way, things have changed, and now the agency is struggling to lure riders back on trains. So what happened? John Ramos explains.
It was in 1947 that a joint Army-Navy report was released recommending that some kind of tube or tunnel be built under the bay to transport troops or material if something should happen to the bridges. From it, the dream of BART was born. As the years went by, the concern was no longer about moving troops, but about moving cars.
The Bay Bridge was already packed every morning with cars, and so there had to be a way to relieve that because there was, people weren't going to be able to get across the bridge anymore.
Mike Healy wrote the book on BART, literally. As unofficial historian and a longtime spokesman for the agency, he was there in 1972 when the system first started operating, and says those were heady times for the engineers who approached the challenge as if it were a moonshot.
BART was the first all-new rail rapid transit system to be built in this country since 1907. So it was considered the space-age system at the time, and it was very exciting.
The unofficial slogan among planners was "Pamper the passenger," and magazine ads across the country trumpeted the comfort of this Tomorrowland ride, promising safe, relaxing travel.
These are the amenities that give people a new kind of transit experience.
I think it was, a very exciting time for the public and the riding public, and they seemed to accept it. There are always little problems, but they seemed to accept it, and ridership grew.
Did it ever? As the population of the East Bay grew, BART cars became cramped at commute hours, and with more people came more problems. Riders had to put up with rude, antisocial behavior and open drug use in aging cars that were often dirty and smelled bad. And then the pandemic hit, and people suddenly felt they had other options.
We have deep concerns about BART. It's lost about 60% of its average daily riders.
Jim Wunderman is CEO of the Bay Area Council, an organization that laid the framework for BART back in the 1950s. He says over the years, the BART board has become focused on various social equity issues, establishing policies that have diminished safety on the trains. He says a recent poll shows that customers are avoiding BART for that reason.
The public doesn't see BART as a social service agency. They're not looking for BART to solve the world's problems. They're looking for BART to provide safe, clean, reliable transit. And I think that to some degree, the board got off in some other directions and, needs to really focus on those things, do those things well, and you're going to win people back.
So has an agency that runs on rails managed to take a wrong turn? Many believe so. But it still has an important role to play in connecting the Bay Area, and there are those who appreciate that.
I've been out here like 10 months. I'm from Louisiana, and they don't have anything like this out there. It's a good little system. Y'all just don't know what y'all have out here. You should enjoy it, use it.
Mike Healy agrees.
Not all cities have anything close to what BART is like. Now, I think the Bay Area is very lucky to have had BART over the years.
The promise still exists, even if not fully delivered. But to convince riders to return, most agree that something big needs to happen to get BART back on track.
And BART is now used by thousands of riders every day. Our Sean Titness continues our coverage asking people about their experience on BART.
Alicia Villegas is a relatively new BART rider who says it's a better way for her to get to work each day.
I take the BART every morning, 5 days a week into the city. I always take this train. It's actually the best train stop in all of the area.
The Walnut Creek resident rides the yellow line to San Francisco after driving herself to work felt like a waste of time.
I didn't want to sit in 2 hours of traffic every day.
She knows there are concerns about using BART these days, but hasn't had any issues for the past year when she made the switch.
It's safe. It's pretty quiet for the most part. No crime so far.
Alicia gets asked about her experience from others worried about using BART.
I wouldn't get on a train at 10 o'clock at night or 9 o'clock at night. But if you're going and coming during regular business hours, everyone's commuting just like you.
But the benefits around rush hour keep Alicia coming back and make her want to recommend BART to others.
I would, for sure. Save gas, save time.
And our special BART on the Brink continues this evening with a look at the finances behind the fiscal cliff.
The pandemic was not of their choosing. It happened. But what they failed to do was make any of the adjustments in the system with the collapse of ridership.
Lauren Toms will look at the BART's revenue structure and how it played a key part in its fiscal collapse. That's coming up at 6 o'clock.